Welcome back to Discoverix. If you enjoyed true stories that sound impossible, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next mysteries. Now let me ask you something. What are the odds of surviving one of the worst maritime disasters in history? Now imagine surviving 3. This is the unbelievable true story of Violet Jessop, the woman who survived the Titanic, the sinking of its sister ship Britannic, and a near-fatal collision aboard the Olympic. Some call her unlucky, others call her the luckiest woman who ever lived. But once you hear her full story, you might change your mind. Violet Constance Jessop was born in 1887 in Argentina to Irish immigrant parents. And from the very beginning, survival was already part of her story. As a child, Violet contracted tuberculosis, a disease that killed millions in the 19th century. Doctors gave her months to live. She survived. Later, after her father died, her family moved to England, where Violet's mother worked as a stewardess on passenger ships. When her mother became ill, Violet did something unusual for a young woman at the time. She followed her into the dangerous world of ocean liners. And this decision would change history. In 1910, Violet was hired by the prestigious White Star Line, the company behind the largest and most luxurious ships ever built. Her first major assignment? The RMS Olympic, the largest passenger ship in the world at the time. But in 1911, disaster struck. The Olympic collided with a British warship, HMS Hawke. The impact tore open the Olympic's hull. Although the ship didn't sink, the collision was violent enough to kill crew members and injure passengers. Violet was on board. She survived. Most people would have quit the job forever. Violet didn't. In 1912, the White Star Line unveiled its crown jewel, the RMS Titanic. Marketed as Unsinkable, it was the most luxurious ship ever built. And Violet Jessop was assigned as a stewardess on its maiden voyage. On the night of April 14, 1912, the Titanic struck an iceberg. At first, passengers didn't panic. Some even kicked chunks of ice across the deck for fun. But below the surface, the ship was already doomed. As chaos spread, Violet was ordered to help passengers into lifeboats. Then an officer handed her something unexpected. A baby. No explanation. No instructions. Just take this child. Violet entered lifeboat 16, holding the baby. Hours later, as dawn broke over the Atlantic, the rescue ship Carpathia arrived. As survivors were being pulled aboard, something incredible happened. A woman ran toward Violet, grabbed the baby from her arms, and disappeared into the crowd. Violet never saw her again. She never learned who the child was, or how the mother survived. Of the more than 2,200 people aboard Titanic, over 1,500 died. Violet Jessop was one of the survivors. After Titanic, Violet could have lived a quiet life. Instead, she did the unthinkable. She returned to work at sea. When World War I broke out, she joined the British Red Cross as a nurse. And once again, she boarded a familiar ship, the HMHS Britannic. The Britannic was Titanic's sister ship, larger, stronger, redesigned with safety improvements. In 1916, while sailing through the Aegean Sea, the Britannic struck a naval mine. The explosion was massive. The ship sank in less than 55 minutes, faster than the Titanic. As Violet tried to escape, she jumped into the water. But the ship's propellers were still turning. She was pulled underwater and smashed her head against the hull. Her skull was fractured. She should have died instantly. She didn't. Years later, doctors discovered the old fracture, proof of how close she came to death. Violet Jessop survived. A childhood death sentence, a violent ship collision, the Titanic, the Britannic. She lived until 1971. Dying peacefully at 83 years old. Some called her Miss Unsinkable. Others joked that she was cursed. But Violet herself never believed in superstition. She simply believed she was doing her job. Still, the odds of surviving all 3 sister ships of the Olympic class are almost impossible. Statistically, her survival borders on the unbelievable. Violet Jessop wasn't famous. She wasn't rich. She wasn't powerful. Yet she survived some of the deadliest disasters in history. Her story reminds us that history isn't just shaped by events, but by the ordinary people who live through them. If you enjoyed this story of unbelievable survival, like the video, subscribe to Discoverix, and tell us in the comments.